Good morning. Happy Monday. It is time for just a word from the Word. Our passage this morning comes from the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 8, and I'm reading from the King James Version. You probably know it. Jesus Christ, the same yesterday and today and forever. I want to talk to you just a little bit about the fact that He is never changing, but always different. This really is an extension of what we talked about on Friday morning about how we need to trust God's character. But I felt like I needed to explore that just a little bit more to maybe make a little more sense from Friday. The scripture tells us that God, His character, His essence doesn't change. What does that involve? It involves the truth that He's holy, He's righteous, He's just, He's pure, He's long suffering, He's patient, He's forgiving. It also includes the fact that because He's just, because He's righteous, because He's true, sin will be punished. He will punish unrepented sin. He is a just judge. That character, His holiness, does not change, cannot change. The scripture says that God cannot lie. It's not that He won't, it's that He can't. It's just not in His character to lie. So that when God speaks, His word is true. When God makes a promise, you can bank on it because He is faithful. His character does not change. I think we forget that sometimes. We get caught up in the changing of His ways, the ways that He does differently, because He never does anything the exact same. But His character doesn't change. But that really does piggyback on the truth that He does always work in different ways. There is no way that you and I can predict how He's going to work. We can't do it. And if we try to pigeonhole Him into saying, okay, you've got to do it this way, you can just about guarantee it will not happen that way. That's actually why I don't fleece the Lord. Fleecing the Lord, as some would call it, where you say, God, if you do this, then I'll do that. When we do that, we put God in a box and say, the only way I will obey you is if you do what I want you to do. That makes you God and not Him. The best thing that we can do in trusting His character is to know that He is going to do what is best, not just for me and not just for you, but for the entire situation. God does not only work on the individual level. God takes the whole picture into consideration, and every situation should be handled differently. That's why He does it. So, just a word from the Word this morning to you is, don't get freaked out. If God works in a way that you're not expecting, He's God. He's got the prerogative to do whatever He wants, however He wants. But you can sure enough trust His character. whatever he does will display his holiness, his righteousness, his goodness, his gentleness, his faithfulness to you and to me. Trust him. Trust him. Don't try to figure out his ways. You never will. Trust his character. I hope if you add that to Friday's just a word from the Word, that's a little bit more helpful, maybe a little bit more solid. But God bless you. Have a beautiful day. If you're here in the United States, we're celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Great, wonderful man that did an amazing job in bringing equality to those of the African race. Lift him up. Honor Martin Luther King Jr. today. He was a wonderful man. But God bless you. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy your day. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning.